spam email, the demise of the desk phone, zero office drop-ins thanks to everyone working from home. Well, that means that reaching your prospects these days is getting harder and harder and harder for us B2B salespeople. But with that said, LinkedIn is now emerging as one of the best ways to both expand your network and attract quality leads if you're going to do it right. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how you can take advantage of LinkedIn and turn it into your own prospecting goldmine. Hi, my name is Will and I make selling simple. Now today we're going to talk about LinkedIn lead generation, and we're going to look at 4 steps that you should take to encourage its algorithm to help you close more deals. First off, we're going to look at creating a solid profile, then how to develop valuable industry insights that you can share on the platform, then how you build authority there so that when you do reach out to people, they want to communicate back with you, and then we're going to create an effective outreach program for both cold and warm leads as well. So let's jump right into it. So this is the LinkedIn success framework from inside Selling Made Simple Academy, and it has each one of these steps within it. We're going to work on our profile, insights, authority, then outreach to have LinkedIn success. And the first thing we're going to cover is your profile. And the numbers don't lie here. Business is getting done on LinkedIn. And here's a few stats to prove it. According to LinkedIn, there are 61 million senior level influencers on the platform. 4 out of 5 members on the platform can drive business decisions. And 1/3, and this is the big one for us, 1/3 of B2B decision makers use LinkedIn to research products and solutions. So if you're not on that platform, you're missing out on 1/3 of these individuals who are proactively going on LinkedIn to make buying decisions. And so the first thing that we need to do if we want to impress Harry here, our buyer, is to create a great profile so that we can build a great first impression with our prospects. And we're going to run through this section pretty quick because we've got tons of content on building LinkedIn profiles on this YouTube channel and also over at salesman.org as well. Now, the first thing that you want is a clear, high quality, both photo of you and also a banner as well. If you're not leveraging this real estate right here to share visually what you do, the problems you solve, and the people that you work with, then you're missing out on an easy opportunity to get attention. Next, we're going to move on to the About section. We need a quick overview of who we help, how we help them, and what makes you different. What do you personally bring to the table in your industry? Don't ramble here, be succinct and to the point. All the elements of the profile, like having this skills section, then there's an endorsement section as well. Maybe that works, maybe it's somewhat effective, but the top part here, and then your About section, and then any featured content from you personally or your business that you want to share, that's what's going to have 99% of the impact on your LinkedIn profile. All the rest of it, if you start working on skill assessments or expanding your interests, developing a personal brand that's consistent across your profile, yada, 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 all that stuff is useful, but again, not as useful as these 3 main sections here. Now, once that's done, you can start focusing on insights. And we want to lean into sharing insights on LinkedIn because content on LinkedIn is exploding. Back in 2022 alone, the amount of content that was created and shared on LinkedIn jumped a whopping 60% across the board. And as I record this in 2022, I'm sure the numbers have gone up even further. But with so much new content out there, your content has now got to stand out. It's got to be different. And that means sharing real, valuable insights that your network are going to enjoy reading. You can't just post crap on there anymore and get attention. You've got to post stuff that people want to read, that your audience wants to read, that comes from you, not necessarily the company you work for, you personally, your insights. And this is what gets the algorithmic flywheel really going. So with that all said, there are 2 types of insights that you can focus on: personal insights and company insights. Personal insights is always going to be the better option for individual B2B salespeople. It allows you to expand your authority and engage with your audience in a real, legitimate way because you're sharing something that you'll care about or that you've noticed in the marketplace. But if you sat there, like most people who are relatively new to LinkedIn, you're thinking, what the hell am I going to talk about? Well, here are a few questions that you can ask yourself to start coming up with these personal insights so that you can share them. Ask yourself, hey, what common sales objections do you face each day? What have you seen change in the marketplace over the last 12 months? What's your buyer's biggest fear? If your buyers could change one thing about their job, what would it be? What do your buyers need to know but don't want to hear? Answering those questions alone, put it into a Microsoft Word document, edit it, shorten it down, make it sharp and crisp, and dump it on LinkedIn. That is enough to get the flywheel going for you. Next, we've got company insights. And these are way easier to come up with, but less effective on the platform. So instead of picking your own brain, you're going to pick the brains of others. Maybe your sales manager, your marketing manager. And this is so easy to do. Once a month or so, just send over a quick email asking these questions. What do you know about the market that you're selling into that is unusual or counterintuitive? You can also ask the question, hey, what do you know about buyers that buyers don't even know about themselves? Or potentially you can ask, what shift is happening in the marketplace within the next 6 months that your buyers haven't realized yet? Or finally, to a product manager, a product lead, someone like that, you can ask the question, what positions your product differently from everyone else in the market? And now that you've got these insights in mind, it's time to actually send them out into the world. So here you can see a recent post that I created, and this is why LinkedIn is so cool, right? So only 23 people liked it. There's 9 comments, 1 share. That share was probably me via our salesman.org LinkedIn page. So it's not even someone who's consuming the content who's sharing it, and it got over 2,000 impressions. Now, these impressions don't seem like much at first, but I've done posts recently that have got 10,000, 20,000. One of them went semi-viral and has now got over 100,000 impressions. And when you're in front of your prospect with valuable content, day in, day out, every time they open LinkedIn to do their own prospecting or connection requests or networking, they see your content over and over and over. This has an effect on your prospect. You become familiar to them. You become known as a trusted advisor at distance and at scale, because this can go to unlimited people essentially across the internet in your marketplace with just one post, maybe a week. And over time, you can build that up to multiple posts a week when you've got some results from all of this. Now, I like doing video content because it's more difficult to do. We're set up for it here, so obviously I can record these videos pretty quick and get them produced and out there when other people spend weeks messing around trying to do a 30-second video. But ironically, text posts tend to work the best. So if you're comfortable with writing and copywriting and storytelling, text posts are the one for you. If you want to get your face seen and your voice heard, then obviously video works pretty good as well. So that is your profile covered. That is sharing insights on the platform. Now we want to build our authority on the platform as well, so that when we send a message, people actually care enough to open it and respond to us. And you've actually done a good chunk of the hard work here already once you've built out your profile and once you've generated some insights. But it would also be smart to build a few endorsements and testimonial requests directly into your process as well. So for example, let's say you completed a successful deal with an enthusiastic client. Just send them a quick email asking them to post a few nice words about you on your profile in the endorsement section. That is a super easy win, and if your prospects see their counterparts in other companies commenting and praising you and your work, then when you communicate with them, you're going to have instant trust and rapport. That's the easiest step, the most seamless, and it can even be automated depending on how good you are with your email cadences. But there is another more in-depth step that takes a little bit more work to get done. You've got to be diligent about engaging with the platform itself. So every day, and yes, I mean every single day, this takes 10, 15 minutes or so it's not a massive time suck. Just go on the platform and comment on content that other experts in your industry are posting. And I'm not talking about a half-baked, hey, John, great post response either. Instead, you need to read the post and then add to the conversation. Put in your own 2 cents on the issue, ask follow-up questions, and really try to add value to the community that's already on the platform in your industry. And a couple of cool things happen here. First off, the expert who wrote the original comment is going to start to see and recognize your name. And eventually they're going to start commenting, liking your posts. And so you get this really nice feedback flywheel effect where you do a little bit for them, they're going to do a little bit for you, and the algorithm picks this up, and what's the saying? A rising tide raises all ships. And then the flip side of this, and this is what really is important to us, because I don't really care about the other experts in my industry, if I'm all that honest. I care about my customers, right? Salespeople. Well, this original expert is obviously creating content to get in front of my audience. I'm going to piggyback his content until mine has got enough algorithmic flow, until the algorithm is pushing my content as hard as it is theirs. I'm going to piggyback on their content and add my own 2 cents and then use their content to build my own audience. And as long as you're adding value and not being weird, it's completely ethical. And it's probably how the expert who posted that you're commenting on built their audience in the first place. So that's profile, insights, and building authority. The next and final step, and this is what most people jump to first, but you need to come to this last once you've been through these other 2, 3 steps. This is number 4. We're now going to start to do some cold outreach. The cool thing though is that after you build your profile, share insights, build authority and piggyback on other people's authority, you've probably had a few leads already coming to you organically. This algorithmic flywheel starts spinning and spinning and spinning, and all of these effects start pulling together to give you one outcome, which is more leads generated. But it's not smart in modern B2B sales to sit there and wait for inbound leads just to hit your inbox. We want to do some proactive outreach as well to generate even more leads than if we just sat on our asses. And there are two kinds of outreach that we're going to do here. There's warm outreach and cold outreach. Warm outreach, of course, is going to be the most effective. These are the contacts that know you already on the platform. Perhaps they've commented on your content, you've commented on their content, you may have shared a quick conversation in the comments of an article, or you've gone back and forth over a few DMs. Maybe they've liked your posts, maybe you've connected with them on the platform. These are your warm prospects. Depending on the level of trust that you have on the platform, reeling in these prospects, and this is what I do, can be as simple as just send them a quick message after they've sent you a comment, after they've sent you a DM saying, hey, does it make sense to jump on a quick call to see if we can help you with this? Simple. Don't overcomplicate this. The next step is more tricky, and that is when we're doing straight up cold outreach. So if your prospect doesn't know you, of course, they're not going to be able to trust you straight off the bat. So if you message them and you just immediately pitch them on a meeting, then they're probably going to turn you down. Instead, you've got to be genuine and try and connect over a shared interest, a shared contact, or there's got to be some reason other than just throwing a pitch at them that you want to connect with them in the first place. Next, and this goes without saying, right, you need to personalize your message. Not the entirety of it, not every single word, but that first line for sure has got to be personalized to the prospect that you're reaching out to. Anyone, and my dad included at this point, who's a bit of a technophobe, can tell the difference between a personalized email or LinkedIn message and one that is just spammy and has got nothing to do with anything other than just trying to book a call for a potential fit with a prospect. And finally, if you want to warm up your call slightly, why not share an insight before you try and book the meeting? You give a little before you try and take from the relationship. And this is where your self-made content is perfect. Rather than posting them an article from your company blog, if you can share something with them about their industry that they didn't already know, immediately you come across as an expert, you've given value, and you've essentially, to a certain extent, earned a meeting with them. So there we have it. LinkedIn is a powerful platform with lots of potential for sales professionals. But if you want to get the most out of it, you have to build a solid LinkedIn profile. You've got to develop and share personal and business insights with your audience. You've then got to build authority on the platform by getting endorsements, testimonials, and then commenting on other experts' content to build your face in that space. Then we've got to do some outreach. That can be cold outreach, it can be warm outreach. And as we do this over time, we're going to start to build this LinkedIn flywheel, this algorithmic flywheel, where your profile starts coming up in search results. Your insights start getting more attention from a wider audience on the platform. This leads to more authority, allows you to do more outreach, more people visit your profile, and this flywheel starts to spin up. And that's where you're going to see the biggest benefits of your prospecting efforts on the LinkedIn platform. So the bottom line is, if you can consistently bring real value through your content, your interactions, and your network on the LinkedIn platform, quality prospects will eventually start coming to you and you don't have to chase them anymore. But at the beginning of the process, we want to do as much outbound as is manageable. But these inbound leads that come 6 months, 1 year, 2 years into leveraging the LinkedIn platform are a game changer for everyone that manages to spin up the flywheel and use the system in their favor. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video, why not click the video that's on the screen right now and continue making selling simple.